What's up, traders? Your boy T back with another one. Just want to go over this week market analysis for the week. Today is May 25th, 2025. Uh, Last week of the month, and we want it to be great. Right now, the DXY is trending downward. The DXY is trending downward. So we have a nice downward trend on the DXY. So we should continue this downward. We just broke the weekly we just broke this weekly area here. So we have a lot of room to drop further. So just keep that in mind. The DXY is on a downtrend. All right. UJ, as you can see, UJ, we entered the buy here, and UJ, it failed to break through. We got out in profit. It broke and closed our 4-hour trend line, retest, and gave us a bearish engulfing below this previous low. And as you can see, in definition to that, it came all the way down. It broke the daily trend line, retest, and gave us a bearish engulfing and gave us more droppage, right? It dropped even further, right? It came back with the retracement to a key high and turned around again. All right, so we can have two TPs here right on top of the zone, and then the second TP could be at the floor of here, just off of the breakage of the trend line here. All right. So with this being said, we had a nice area here that was broken. It was retest and gave us a double top with the bearish engulfing below the trend line. And that was a nice sell-off right there. We had another indication, correction, and then the continuation right here for this, right? And then we got another triple top. If you missed the first one, if you missed the second one, it definitely gave you a third one. And then it got another correction as well. So on the 1 hour, we have this area here, right? That's the 1 hour that it can possibly pull back to, and then take it back to our TP, right? But on the 15-minute, we have this area. 15-minute, we have this area that it could possibly come here and go here. So either or, this correction has to come and possibly take out all the people who sold here and the stop loss above here, take them out, and then only to go back to where we need to go at, which is TP1 and TP2 here on the 4 hour. So that's UJ. That's UJ. That's the play for UJ. We won't think about selling UJ unless UJ break this area. I mean, we won't think about buying UJ, I'm sorry, unless UJ break and do something like this. And then we'll think about buying UJ. But right now, UJ is all sales, all sales. We're looking for all sales. Okay? So that's UJ. NAS 100. We had an amazing indication happening here. We got the correction. And right now, we're in a phase of possibly a retracement to form a double top to that same location. And then we can take it to TP1 or TP2. All right. We won't look to buy NAS unless NAS do something like this, right? And it has to do it multiple times. And then we'll look to buy after this indication correction, the second indication, the second correction, to confirm that we're definitely in an uptrend far as this time frame. All right. But overall trend is down. We're trending down. We have a downtrend. So we're definitely trending down. All right. So we're definitely trending down. All right. The 4 hour, we just broke. If you look at it, we just broke the 4 hour low. Right here, we broke the 4 hour low. This is the 4 hour low. All right. This is the 4 hour zone that we broke already. So we got the indication. We got a slight correction happening here. So with this being said, we probably can have further correction up to here before we think about taking out these TPs. So just be mindful of that. Just be mindful that if you enter after engulfing here, your stop loss might need to be above this area just to keep it safe and sound for TP1 and TP2. Make sure your lot size is in the proper spot so you can enter that trade with no mental stress. All right. So US 30 is in the same position right now. US 30 in the same position as you can see. US 30 broke below these lows here on the daily time frame. So we have all rights to go to TP1 to TP2, but again, we trade what we see and not what we think. And what we're seeing now is a break, and we retest already for the first time, and then we're falling again. If we can get one more retest here and then take that fall, we'll have a precise entry. And what I mean, you can see it a lot clearer on this time frame. We can retest here to give us a double top here and a bearish engulfing, and then we will sell we will sell to TP1 and obviously TP2, right? So this is what we're looking for. We would not think about buying this unless it breaks this high and then engulf to give us a higher low. And then we'll think about buying. And we'll think about buying. But right now, we're thinking all sales on US 30. All sales on US 30. All right, all sales on US 30. So we're thinking all sales on US 30. All right, all sales on US 30. Gold, we're looking good on gold. We still have some room to test this daily high. Gold broke, but it faked us out. It broke the previous low on the daily, but it pulled all the way back. So be careful. All right, so as you can see, it gave us inverted head and shoulders happening here. One shoulder, and a head, and it took off. Gave us a retracement and took off again. So now we're looking for another retracement, a correction in the market, and then we'll buy after a bullish engulfing above this zone, and we'll buy to TP1 or TP2. All right, TP1 is here, TP2 is the daily high. So, and we're in the uptrend, a nice smooth uptrend. This is what we want to see: smooth transition, higher highs and higher lows. All right, that's gold. We won't think about selling gold unless gold does this. All right, gold has to do this, and then we'll think about selling gold. All right, so that's gold. Keep that in mind for gold. Silver is in a nice spot as well because silver just broke the previous high. We want silver to come back to about right here, and then we can take silver for a buy up to the next high. All right, up to the next high. All right. So yep. So go ahead. Silver had the double bottom here. So silver has room to continue to uptrend, trending to the right direction that we needed. All right. Silver definitely is in an uptrend. So silver is definitely in an uptrend. Right. Silver is definitely in an uptrend here. Silver is definitely in the uptrend. All right. So that's what we're looking. We won't think to sell silver unless silver does something like this. All right. We won't look to sell silver unless silver does something like that. So keep that in mind. GBP JPY, the gap opened up. Obviously, we got the indication, we got the correction, and then the market just opened up in the gap. So what we're looking to do is come here, fill the gap, give us a double top somewhat, and then we can take it to TP1. Reason why is because we got two wicks that stop exactly at the same spot. So we're not going to disregard this area and take it there. We're going to take it here first, see if we can get past there. And then if we have another indication on this in this area, we can have another indication in this area break, correction, and then give us a bearish engulfing below this area, we'll look to sell even further, right? We'll look to sell even further, and we possibly a sell up until this area right here. This zone area right here. That's what we'll look to sell at if the market conditions work in our favor. We won't look to buy unless the market breaks this area here. All right. We don't look to buy unless the market breaks that area there. All right. So that's GBP JPY. All right. So AU is exactly what you see here. AU, we have a high here. So we got to be careful right here because it can hit this high and turn completely around because it did it before in the past, right? All right. The market, remember, the market repeats itself. So as you can see, these areas here, so these areas can be likely turnaround areas. All right, so let's go to the 1 hour. So we can come here, get a bullish engulfing here, and we can take it there and wait on the next indication, correction, and then bullish engulfing above that area, and then take it to our field level of wherever that field level would be with this new indication here. All right, so this is what we're looking to do, to take it at least to here. If you want to take it to the first TP, go right ahead, but this area is very strong. It's been knocking it down for some time, so just be mindful of that area. We won't look to sell unless the market breaks these areas and do this. All right, even possibly here. So just keep that in mind. GU is looking good. It opened up as a gap. So we're looking for GU to come all the way down for the correction. And then if it give us a bullish engulfing close above this zone, we want to close above this zone. We close above the zone. We can take this to TP1 or TP2. So we can take it to TP1 or TP2. All right. Or TP2. Okay, if it does that, but we have to sit on our hands and wait until that retracement happens and go from there. All right, so that's, and we won't look to sell GU unless GU does this right here. All right, GU has to do this right here. All right, UCAD has a lot of opportunity to the downside. As you can see, UCAD just broke the previous low in the daily. So we have a lot of opportunities. We have nothing there stopping us to go to at least this area. If you want to extend it, at least to that area. All right. The 4 hour shows us that it broke this area. All we need is a correction just above to take out any of those breakout traders. All right. And then when it gives us a bearish engulfing below this zone, we want to sell, and we're going to sell it all the way to here. All right. We sell it all the way to here. Okay. So that's what we're looking for on UCAD. We won't think about buying UCAD unless UCAD does something like this. All right. So UCAD is only sales for the week. NU, we're in the same boat as NU. NU has a high that's sitting close by. We want to wait for a correction to take out all these breakout traders who had their stop loss below here. Then when we get a bullish engulfing above this zone, above that zone, we want to buy up into here. And then enter multiple entries after it shows another indication, correction, and then we take the continuation happening again. All right. We won't sell NU unless it does this. All right. So that's all the pairs for this week. You guys, again, it's May 25, 2025. This is the last week of the month of trading. So make sure you guys be safe. Make sure you trade what you see and not what you think. And remember, be safe.